The first time Vuyo used it, he got 92%. Before that, the highest mark he had ever received for mathematics was 61%. His parents celebrated like they had just witnessed a miracle. His mother cried while holding the report card. His father, a successful businessman who owned multiple properties across Johannesburg, finally looked proud when he spoke about his son. "Top universities will come for you now," his father said with a smile Vuyo had spent years trying to earn. And for the first time in a long time, Vuyo felt important. Vuyo came from money. Not comfortable. Real money. The kind where people lowered their voices around his father. He attended one of the best private schools in the country. The school had Olympic-sized swimming pools, robotics labs, and students whose futures were planned before they turned 16. But Vuyo was average. Not stupid. Just average. And in a place where everyone competed like survival depended on marks, average felt like failure. Especially when your best friend was Cabello. Cabello was always number one. Every term, every year. Teachers adored him, students copied him. Parents used him as an example during dinner conversations. What does Cabello do differently? Vuyo's mother would ask. At first, Vuyo admired him. Then he envied him. One Friday afternoon, after exams, Cabello invited Vuyo to a small gathering at an older student's apartment. Music blasted through expensive speakers. Students laughed too loudly. Some were drinking. Others disappeared into rooms and returned strangely energetic. Vuyo felt uncomfortable. Cabello noticed. "You still act innocent," Cabello laughed. "I just don't want to mess up my future." Cabello smirked. "That's exactly why I use it." Vuyo frowned. "Use what?" Cabello leaned closer. "The reason I'm always top one." Silence. Vuyo thought he was joking, but Cabello pulled out a tiny packet. "Bro, this thing keeps me awake for days. My focus becomes insane. I study everything in one night." "You're lying. Am I top one or not?" That sentence stayed in Vuyo's head longer than it should have. The first time Vuyo tried it was during finals. He told himself it was temporary. Just once. He studied for 14 hours straight. No sleep. No distractions. Everything felt sharp. Fast. Easy. And when results came back, 92%. His highest score ever. His teachers were shocked. His parents were thrilled. Even the principal shook his hand during assembly. That feeling became addictive before the drug itself did. Because suddenly people noticed him. Finally, the second time was easier. The third time required no convincing. By the fourth time, Vuyo was buying it himself. Soon he stopped using it only for studying. Then he stopped studying altogether. His eyes developed dark circles. He became aggressive, paranoid, thin. He stopped attending soccer practice, stopped eating with his family, stopped sleeping. But because his marks remained high, nobody questioned him. Not at first. Addiction doesn't arrive looking dangerous. Sometimes it arrives disguised as success. Vuyo started stealing money from home. Small amounts at first, then watches, then electronics. His father thought workers were stealing. His mother thought stress was affecting him. Cabello disappeared. Transferred schools after an overdose rumor spread. And suddenly Vuyo was alone with the monster his friend introduced him to. One night, his father found him shaking violently on the bathroom floor. There was powder on the sink. Bloodshot eyes. A broken boy pretending he still had control. That night changed everything. Rehab lasted 3 months. Relapse took 3 days. His parents tried everything. Therapists, doctors, churches, private clinics. Nothing worked because Vuyo no longer recognized himself without the drug. Eventually the fighting became unbearable. The stealing became worse. The lies became endless. His mother cried every night for the child she loved. Until one day, his father told him to leave. Not because he stopped loving him, but because addiction had turned their home into a battlefield. Years later, people sometimes saw Vuyo at traffic lights. Dirty hoodie, sunken eyes, talking to himself. Most drivers rolled their windows up. Nobody knew he once attended one of the country's most elite schools. Nobody knew he used to have a bedroom bigger than most apartments. Nobody knew his parents still searched for him some nights. And sometimes, when students crossed the road near the robots, Vuyo would stare at their uniforms for a little too long. As if somewhere inside him, the old Vuyo was still trying to come home. Not every addiction begins with pain. Some begin with pressure, with comparison, with the desperate need to feel good enough. And sometimes the most dangerous sentence a young person can hear is, "Everyone else is ahead of you."